I remember a time when anything seemed possible. I remember a time waiting for the school bus when the future was not already here. Today was the day when we began being a brain, straining to explain how we came to be in the rain again. Without getting wet.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every bone you break, every step you take, I've been watching you.
Along with the poetry of our daily life, there's also the silent arc of the climate emergency. Between them, pain burns in me. I see grief and suffering rising in the air. Armageddon, deluge, apocalypse. Age-old dramas of punishment and retribution. And now we have one of our own. Apocalypse is revealed in the Bible as war, famine, conquest, and death, brought by 4 horsemen. In the climate apocalypse story, there is only one horse person, us. We are riding a horse called self-harm, and its blood carries the curse of dominion. Too many of us seeing people and the planet as property to be used, exploited, and dominated, and shaping daily life and civilization. This toxic wilderness of the curse of dominion is a fountain of global suffering, inequality, and exploitation. And yet it's tolerated, admired, and it's everywhere. Lauding, abusing,
Hey, stop!
dominating,
We are America, second to none, and we own the finish line.
propaganda,
Зачем нам бомбить Украину или Германию? Британия есть. О, корень зла. Мне говорят, 5-я статья НАТО.
Надо было сегодня тогда.
Когда
Там сегодня
Британия...
все лучшие люди на похоронах. Прости, Господи.
Да, когда от Британии будет марсианская пустыня, 5-я статья НАТО о чем будет говорить? Защитить марсианскую пустыню? Там ничего не останется.
Coercing.
Well, then you have to dominate the streets. You can't let what's happening happen.
Interrupting.
Let's all say a prayer in this sacred space.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for gracing us with this opportunity. Thank you. Let me take it back. Thank you for allowing the United States of America to be reborn. Thank you for allowing us to get rid of the communists, the globalists, and the traitors within our government. We love you and we thank you. In Christ's holy name we pray.
Killing. Torturing. The curse of dominion may be out there, but it's also in here, in our hearts and minds. Threatening. And gaming. Not all of the curse of dominion is so male. There is also queening and empiring. Realms, territories and dominions. Globalization. Violence and exploitation, the curse of dominion. Billions of us have grown up with it and its aftermath. This morning, work on this video was interrupted by an appalling instance of the curse of dominion.
Vigils are underway in Uvalde, Texas for the 19 children and 2 teachers gunned down inside Robb Elementary School by an 18-year-old high school dropout. Others have been leaving flowers and balloons at a makeshift memorial outside the school in the mostly Latino community not far from the border with Mexico.
Shocking, and part of a pattern.
According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been 143 mass shootings in the United States this year alone. Now, keep in mind, the year isn't even 4 months old yet. Now, CNN and the archive define mass shootings 4 or more people. And here are the cities in 2022 alone. Philadelphia, 4 times. Sacramento, 3 times. Pittsburgh. Furman, South
I'm going to shoot my grandmother. I shot my grandmother. I'm going to shoot an elementary school.
That there could be yet another school shooter is met with bewilderment and despair.
What are we doing? There have been more mass shootings than days in the year. Our kids are living in fear every single time they set foot in a classroom because they think they're going to be next. What are we doing? This only happens in this country and nowhere else. Nowhere else do little kids go to school thinking that they might be shot that day. And it is a choice. It is our choice to let it continue.
18-year-olds buying assault weapons, an icon of Dominion, from a federally licensed online gun store is okay.
So the ability of an 18-year-old to buy a long gun has been in place in the state of Texas for more than 60 years. And think about during the time over the course of that 60 years. We have not had episodes like this.
Toleration and celebration of the curse of dominion makes all of us, especially a country with more guns than people, partners in this pain. But this has to be denied.
I asked the sheriff and others an open-ended question. The question was, what is the problem here? And they were straightforward and emphatic. They said, we have a problem with mental health illness in this community. The gunman was 18 years old and reportedly a high school dropout. There was no known mental health history of the gunman.
This struggle for meaning moved on to religion. There has long been a proxy for the curse of dominion, and the next speaker pointed to it.
Evil will always walk among us. And in times like this, I've seen it. The governor's seen it, the speaker's seen it, the senators have seen it, the attorney general's seen it. In these other shootings, Sutherland Springs, El Paso, Odessa, Santa Fe.
So evil is natural and inevitable, beyond inquiry. But its creator will be around to give a helping hand.
It's God that brings a community together. It's God that heals a community. It's God that heals a shattered and broken heart. No matter what your thoughts are today, pray for these families. Pray for this community. Give us wisdom.
A stirring of wisdom was close at hand. Upstream of the killing of these 19 children and their teachers, there appeared to be another victim.
This morning, we are learning more about the suspected gunman in Texas. CNN has spoken to former high school classmates who say the 18-year-old was severely bullied over his family's financial situation and the clothes he wore. One friend who didn't want to be named said, quote, people would actually call him school shooter and stuff like that. The friend said the shooter fought a lot throughout high school because people would make fun of him, and slowly just dropped out.
Too often, the curse of dominion seems to live in schools. Trolling, exclusion, bullying, win-lose competitiveness rooted in conformity, remember, carry, and amplified by social media. A form of normality that is hostile to difference. A child seen as different who has to constantly cope with harassment, humiliation, and rejection can accumulate intolerable pain. What to do with it? Follow the curse of dominion. Buy a couple of assault rifles, go back to school, and share your hurt with a lot of other people. A person whose spirit has been killed by the curse of dominion may seek to kill, along with themselves, the spirit of others. I expect people will say, what about love? Yes, indeed. Love, actively seeking the flourishing of others, is the opposite, the antithesis of the curse of dominion. However, the billions of us trying and sometimes succeeding in living from love have a difficult task. We have to make a home for it in a great ocean of dominion, where love has become a brand and marketing and services, products, even science, plus celebrity love and the glamour and glitz markets. And yet, love matters, because I can also see that love is the foundation of trust. But how come it seems so scarce? In 60 years, the world economy doubled in size 4 times. Along with the other things, the rapport and commitment of trust was left behind. And between the toes of the giant towers of our modernity, trust became a global industry, security, the shadow of the curse of dominion. In the geography of the global economy, security is the capital of the state of paranoia, fear of assault or loss. A station platform with 29 security cameras. A small supermarket with 25 security cameras. Gated communities. Security replaces trust with the gaze of the curse of dominion, surveillance. Often administered by security industry profit centers. We're on the way to generating a trust-free feardom. Conspiracies flourish, and public trust in institutions is broken. Welcome to the temple of unlimited economic growth. I can see fossil oligarchs, lords of retail, technology barons, on their knees worshipping at the altar of unlimited global growth. There's going to be a celebration of capital. Let's listen in.
Welcome to this gathering. These may be difficult times, but every day, as we reach and exceed our growth targets, we are sustained by our faith in the eternal value of capital. We are here today to celebrate and affirm this faith. Let's repeat our articles of faith. Father of dominion. Father of dominion. Mother of abundance. Mother of abundance. Creator of wealth. Creator of wealth. Pillar of progress. Pillar of progress. Heartbeat of civilization. Heartbeat of civilization. Fountain of creativity. Fountain of creativity. Thank you. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. Let me introduce our patron, our supreme leader.
We're going to be stronger than we were when we were riding high. And our stock market is it's just short of an all-time high. I've had 144 all-time high stock markets during a 3.5-year period. Nobody's ever come close to that, and we're going to do it again.
Thank you. And let's all remember, get on top. Stay on top.
Yes, I know there have been benefits, but look up. Our worldwide loving embrace of capital and the curse of dominion is building a sky-high crystalline utopia. With unlimited complexity to match unlimited growth. But growth without limits, whether in bodies or civilizations, amounts to a form of cancer. And economic growth without limits promises to be just as catastrophic as cancer. Realizing this can be shocking, even for dominion.
Je crois pour ma part que ce que nous sommes en train de vivre est plutôt de l'ordre d'une grande bascule ou d'un grand bouleversement. Le monde se réorganise, celle de la fin d'une abondance de produits, de technologies qui nous semblaient perpétuellement disponibles. Nous l'avons vécu pendant la période du Covid, nous le revivons ici avec encore plus de force. La rupture des chaînes de valeur, la rareté de tel ou tel matériau et technologie réapparaît, la fin de l'abondance de terre ou de matière, et celle de l'eau. La crise climatique, avec toutes ses conséquences, sont là, perceptibles. Ce tableau que je fais là, cette fin de l'abondance, cette fin de l'insouciance, cette fin des évidences, montre que c'est au fond une grande bascule que nous vivons, face à laquelle, évidemment, nos compatriotes peuvent réagir avec beaucoup d'anxiété. Et donc face à cela, je pense que nous avons quelques devoirs.
We fly too near the sun, and its heat is triggering a slither into collapse. We don't want to know that our god of growth, poisoned by the curse of dominion, is dying. that capital and all its works is on the way to deleting itself. We keep going because, hidden within the glamour and glitz, capital is sacred. Perhaps even the global religion of our times. Not so hidden are the pure forms of the curse of dominion. Forget about growth. Seize power. Attach all trust to the leader. The leader no longer belongs to the people. They become the people. The demons of paranoia and the archangels of loyalty give the leader impunity. They can manufacture reality. And then millions of lives pivot on the steel moment when yet again a toxic command from a single voice lights up the sky, but with the curse of dominion. Destroying generations of trust and sowing the seeds of dominion's harvest. Trauma.
Страха не вернувшись, меня уж не догнать. Пора узнать, что я могу, на помощь призову к себе. Во льдах навечно отпусти и забудь, что прошло уже не вернуть. Отпусти и забудь, новый день он кажет путь. Браво, браво! Умница! Умница!
A person whose spirit was killed in their early life by the curse of dominion may seek to kill the spirit of others. A moral vacuum opens, where death and destruction become another uptick of infantile rage.
Shit!
Давайте.
Это русские люди, в которых вселился бес. Вот. И мы идем их не убивать, мы хотим, чтобы их переубедить. Но если вы не хотите, чтобы мы вас переубеждали, мы вас убьем. Убьем сколько нужно, убьем 1 миллион, 5 миллионов, хоть всех истребим. Пока вы не поймете, что вы бесноватые и вам надо лечиться.
we live with the threat of our own demise. The curse of dominion adds the threat of extinction. Today was the day when an old lady climbed dark stairs with only a plastic ribbon brooch in her hair to protect her from that final rheumatism we all risk sometime. A moment's silence in memory of her brief glimpse of sanity as she cries for the last time. I can see the neighbours are all at their windows. It's a funeral. I can see the undertakers moving among the crematorium machinery, checking it.
Enemy strike is confirmed. A mass missile raid on the U.S. is in progress. The order comes in from the President. Execute the retaliatory attack.
Stand by, please. Message follows. Tango 6-3 Delta Yankee Tango 6-1-7.
Happiness is to be kind, and you will have plenty of happiness. Be good for your mother, and never do anything wrong. Jenny, age 7.
7 9er 2.
RCD, connect flight on. Break. Still light down. That's ground control switch. Bombing system set. It's auto. Door control arrow right. No, I'm testing. Bombs away, Bob.
Roger.
Happiness is when I play with Pamela and Kay. Happiness is when our father is working. Irene, age 7. The worst threat to planetary life continues to be the nuclear arsenals of the gods of dominion. But now, alongside the nuclear peril, has grown another toxic fruit of the curse of dominion: global heating. The planet has become an oven with no off switch, promising, dare I say it, civilizational collapse. Who knew this? Science knew and said so.
We've been trying to warn you guys for so many decades that we're heading towards a f***ing catastrophe. And we've been being ignored. The scientists of the world have been being ignored. And it's gotta stop. We're gonna lose everything.
The fossil fuel gods of dominion knew. They were making videos about it 3 decades ago.
Region-by-region analysis of world temperature records shows a small but significant warming trend over the century, with a marked increase in the 1980s. Reduced to global averages, it shows a rise of just 0.5 degrees Celsius. This could be due to some natural climatic change, but it does accord with computer models based on the known atmospheric processes and predicted buildup of the greenhouse gases. These models contain many uncertainties, but they forecast that by 2050, global mean temperature could have increased by at least 1.5 degrees, possibly nearer 4.
Add to this massive funding of denial. The banks knew, and they continue to fund oil, coal, and gas production.
Citibank and JP Morgan are two of the top two financiers of fossil fuels in the world. They are telling you right now to meet climates where they're at. I am from Brazil, and in this moment, Citibank is financing state oil companies that are decimating the Amazon. Citi is the U.S.'s biggest financier of coal. JP Morgan is the world's biggest financier of fossil fuels. And even after it signed the Paris Agreement, it continues to finance fossil fuels.
The curse of dominion promises supremacy. But when it delivers self-harm, its local gods become prisoners of their history.
Folks, we're at COP26, figuring out a playbook that we can deploy all around the world that unlocks the economic opportunity that comes from tackling the climate crisis head-on.
Climate change is already ravaging the world. We've heard from many speakers. It's not hypothetical. It's not a hypothetical threat. It's destroying people's lives and livelihoods, and doing it every single day. We're standing at an inflection point in world history. We have the ability to invest in ourselves and build an equitable, clean energy future, and in the process, create millions of good-paying jobs and opportunities around the world. If we fuel greater growth, new jobs, better opportunities for all our people, it will incentivize clean energy manufacturing, building the solar panels and the wind turbines that are growing energy markets of the future, which will create good-paying union jobs for American workers. When I talk to the American people about climate change, I tell them it's about jobs. When I talk to the American people about climate change, I tell them it's about jobs. When I talk to the American people about climate change, I tell them it's about jobs.
We must find a smooth transition towards a low-carbon economy. There is no planet B. There is no planet blah, 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 blah. This is not about some expensive, politically correct green act of bunny hugging or blah, blah, blah. Build back better, blah, blah, blah. Green economy, blah, blah, blah. Net zero by 2050, blah, blah, blah. Net zero by 2050, blah, blah, blah. Net zero, blah, blah, blah. Climate neutral, blah, blah, blah. This is all we hear from our so-called leaders. Words. Words that sound great, but so far has led to no action.
We love our homes. We love our eating and heating and cooling. We love our exotic holidays. We need our work, and we want to keep all of it. But these needs and desires are being enacted on an enormous scale. And they've become toxic for the planet. How do we rein ourselves in? I can see a steep cascade of rationing. Think World War II. Across every aspect of our greenhouse gas production. I hear voices saying, it can't be done. But to ease the pain of collapse, think COVID, it will be done. But we might suspect, so long as climate heating is seen as a future event, that denial and business as usual will continue. The curse of dominion loves its power. It intends to keep it. The gods of growth love their profits. They intend to keep them. Unsurprisingly, one of their market-leading products is optimism.
We think 2050 is actually doable based on the modeling that we have done.
But even though the climate crisis demands less and less of everything, there is still a keen fossil interest in more and more.
Today's best technologies around the world could increase the recoverable resource base to around 5 billion barrels of oil equivalents. And improvement to these technologies, over the next few decades, could add at least 2 trillion more.
The fossils may know they're standing in their own shit, but their eyes are on share price.
The biggest challenge in my mind is the commerciality of the actions that need to be taken. So therefore we need to have market design and enabling regulations that make it sensible for companies to bring forward investments. I think if you have that, it actually becomes a business opportunity. The world is not moving fast enough to tackle climate change. But I believe that action taken by business, working together, has the potential to help change that.
They wave a flag. Hope. Get it here. But we live in climate hope when we have yet to scale the emotional barbed wire fences to now. I'll say that again. We live in climate hope when we have yet to scale the emotional barbed wire fences to now. Break the silence. Feel the dread. Feel the despair. Feel the loss. Get out now, the police told us. Cry, howl, rage, safely. Let in the pain, so it can become resolute action for the days ahead. For too many people, today was the day when tomorrow can no longer sing. Let's give immigrants on the road to a strange land love and support. We might yet be one of them. I can see that we're going to have to learn how to wear scarcity. Get ready to say goodbye to home. Get ready to join those who know nothing else than survival. I can see the last train home. It's leaving. An era is closing.
Vallahi gemiye vuracak sağlam.